This is the Theta Network 1 month overview reading for the month of March 2025. Currently, it's February 27, 2025, 8:42 p.m. Eastern Time. Theta at the time of this reading, $1.13 USD. And the shuffle video for the March reading was created on January 23rd, 2025 at 8:10 p.m. Eastern Time. What we're going to go over in this video is the overall trend direction and chart behavior for the month of March. We'll give you some chart behavior to look out for near the month's highest high and the month's lowest low. And then we're going to review February, see how we did for the February prediction. After that, we'll come back and we'll give you the day-by-day sequence of chart events, as well as one of the best trades that we see in the month of March. It's important to understand, guys, the sequence of chart events is what we're predicting. The day-by-day timing, usually on point to the day, but there will be cases where you need to give the reading on a crypto, maybe plus or minus as much as like 2 or 3 days, and some really awful ones. And the reason being is that not each card's energy will line up perfectly with 24 hours of time. So pay attention to the sequence of chart events over the timing. Timing is a guide. Sequence of chart events is what you look at if the timing is a little off. But really, it's important to understand this is just for entertainment purposes. You should not be trying to trade this information on your own. It's more of like an expectation, a guide to an expectation of what we see happening. But it's on the live Discord trade alerts and chat channels, as well as the live updated trading view charts, that we're doing this in real time. So if something is off or we are like plus or minus a day here or there, we're able to identify that in real time on the Discord. And that's why if you're going to trade this info, you got to have the monthly subscription. I'll show you guys how to get that at the end of the video. Before we get into it, though, I just want to make sure you're aware the whole purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. And you help me to do that by following through on the rule of karma. 5% of all the profits made from this information should be donated forward to one of these charities. Imagine if everybody that made money in the stock market did that every time they profited, they took 5% and put it towards goodwill. The world would be a much better place, my friends. So let's do our part. And then 5% of the profit should be donated back to the channel. This is a way to say thank you. Gratitude begets gratitude. It keeps the flow of abundance rolling. It leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend that 90% out of love. As long as you follow those rules, you're an angel investor of the channel. Universe is going to send it back to you tenfold for following through. Not to mention, you'll get access to our angel investor Discord. All right, so let's get into it. The overall theme and behavior for the month of March, we have a rally that offers opportunity to close a long or open up a short. It's crossed with a period of volatility and a sharp drop that will stand out in that period of volatility. Behavior around the highest high, there's an important resistance level where we're going to rally into that resistance, and we're going to be tempted to chase the rally at that point. But abruptly after hitting that resistance, we'll turn around and we'll decline back down, usually to the same point from which we rallied, or maybe even deeper in some cases. Behavior around the lowest low, we should have a huge move. One of the biggest moves of the month of March, coming out of the March low and reaching for a distant resistance. All right, now before we get into the day-by-day sequence of chart events, let's take a look at February. I'll tell you right off the bat, guys, Theta has been such a pain in my butt. Of all the tickers that we were covering in 2024, Theta was the real misbehavior, and by that I mean it wasn't following us as closely as we would have liked. Probably our biggest troublemaker. You can see we missed these ellipses. If you're new to the channel, ellipses are usually where we expect a reversal to take place. Green would be a reversal to the downside. Red would be a reversal to the upside. But it's not always a reversal. Sometimes it's just where we expect the price to be within that time frame. And so you can see we just nicked this one. Off on that one. Pretty on point with these. Pretty on point with this one, and then we didn't really draw anything in for the end of the month. We were distracted, but this ellipse here is based on the 1 year, still in play. As far as the February reading, it actually looks like it went pretty close to plan. We missed the highest high, which was right there on the end of the month. And sometimes when you have like a big price change like that right at the end of the month with a high or a low there, it'll be difficult to pinpoint it. I bet you in the January, had I done a January, it would have showed up there. But aside from that high, the other locations where we were most likely going to see a highest high was the 15th and the 21st. And you can see the 15th, we had a highest high. Well, we were off by a day there with the intraday. All right, off by a day on the intraday high. And then another one on the 21st. And you can see we had the spike almost the highest highs again there on the 21st. We have a lowest low for the month here around the 23rd. It looks, or actually we have between the 22nd and the 24th. So it looks like we were off a day. It ended up being on the 25th. And we did also see this sharp drop that was going to take place at the beginning of the month. That came to fruition quite fast and accurate. This was a pretty solid reading, especially for Theta. Likely see a low here. We might have missed the lowest low here at the last day of the month, actually. But with that said, pretty solid reading. And even though we're down at these levels, I had indicated people around these price levels to open up a long position. You could do that right now. You could still do that because we're in that price range. So you could open up longs here. We are seeing some movement to the upside. I'll talk about that in much more detail in the monthly access version of this video, but the reading was pretty on point. All right, so the day-by-day sequence of chart events. We have a trough early in the day on the 1st. A lot of price change and volatility. A peak towards the end of the day and a day trade opportunity there I might talk about in the at the end of this video. We'll see if there's something better. Sideways fluctuating rally into a peak on the 2nd, followed by a sharp drop from that peak, probably at the end of the day on the 2nd. Pop and drop on the 3rd. An important trough on a multi-day scale there on the 4th. It's important, guys, to understand when I say support, resistance, big move, all that stuff is all on the scale of a multi-day reading with one-day candlesticks, unless otherwise specified. So a prominent trough here on the 4th. Sideways rotation on the 5th with a big move to the upside and then more sideways rotation. A rally that kind of turns over, creating a crest on the 6th, and then a sharp drop on the 7th, one of the biggest drops of the month there on the 7th. We successfully find support either on the 7th or on the 8th, and then there's a... This isn't exactly clear. There might be a big move to a peak midday on the 8th. If not, then we successfully find support, and then there's this unexpected move to the upside on the 9th. It could be a big move to the 8th, a drop back down on the cusp of the 8th, 9th, and then another big move to the 9th, or it could just be like sideways rotation, and then a big move to the upside on the 9th. Hard to say which one of those it is, but we should meet an important technical price level on a multi-day scale there on the 9th. And there's also likely to be a trough around the cusp of the 9th, 10th, and then a fast sudden move higher on the 10th. Multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance on the 11th, followed by a trough on the cusp of the 11th, 12th, and an unexpected move to the upside on the 12th. Back to an important technical price level on a one-year chart scale. You might be tempted to chase the movement to the upside. I advise against that. Sideways rotation on the 13th. Big move to the downside, probably starting at the end of the day on the 13th, taking us into a trough there on the cusp of the 13th, 14th, or on the 14th. The 15th, a lot of price change when you see the Ace of Discs and an important support level highlighted around that price change. Sometimes those are lowest lows, but not often. Probably move to the upside there on the 15th, and then it gets into like price swinging as we enter into the 16th. A trough at the end of the day on the 16th, bearish price swings on the 17th, another trough at the end of the day on the 17th with a huge move to the upside into key resistance on the 18th. The huge move to the upside starts at the end of the day on the 17th into resistance on the 18th. Advised to be very cautious there on the 19th. Multiple false tops or bottoms or some sort of tricky chart behavior that could make us do the wrong thing impulsively. And either on the 20th, a notable multi-day reversal that'll really stand out multi-day chart, or less likely it could be multiple reversals taking place on the 20th. It does look like there's a lot of price change covered on the 21st with an important opportunity there. Yeah, we likely move to the downside or we gap down or something like that around the 21st. And then there's this huge move out of it into a peak towards the end of the day on the 21st and or the 22nd. We have a breakout on the 22nd and a prominent trough there on the 22nd. So there might be like a whipsaw action between the 21st and the 22nd. I would be really careful there, but definitely a prominent trough taking place. And you see a breakout, probably doesn't hold, but there's a breakout out of a trough there on the 22nd. Price swings on the 23rd. An important crest, that near overbought crest that will sell off from through multiple support levels on the 24th into the 25th, where there's a breakout out of a trough there along a diagonal trend line, taking us to another peak on the 25th or the 26th. Prominent move higher, full retracement on the 26th. On the 27th, an important range on a multi-day scale is highlighted. It's probably to the upside. And then another prominent peak on the 28th towards the end of the day. A move higher and a full retracement on the 29th. On the 30th, sideways rotation and a sharp drop that'll stand out in that period of sideways rotation. And then a decline through multiple support levels on the 31st. Sneak preview for April. So we probably bottom out based on the abundance card. We probably bottom out in April and then create like a new high after making lows. And we'll look at that in more detail when we get into the reading for the April in the next prediction. Matter of fact, this may very well be the last March reading, guys. Like I said, it's been the troublemaker. I'd rather focus my attention on ones that follow through more frequently. Not that this doesn't, but there's other ones that just do way better. So we're swapping out of this Theta here in March, unless when I get to the April predictions, it looks like we're going higher, and then I'll probably do one more in April. We'll see. So as far as the best trade, guys, stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to get the Discord and the monthly access subscription at the end of this video. But as far as the best trade, all right, so here on the 18th, we're end of the day on the 17th, big move to the upside after bearish price swings, big move to the upside into key resistance on the 18th, and then we should decline from that resistance into a trough probably on the 19th. The decline into a trough on the 19th is where I would open up a long position. I'd want to take note of the price level of this resistance on the 18th because most likely we're going to revisit it here on the 21st or the 22nd. If not, then very, very likely we would see it around the 25th or the 28th. You want to exit probably on the 21st. If you have the opportunity, definitely on the 21st towards the end of the day. If you don't have the opportunity, you can wait for the 22nd. If you don't have opportunity there, wait for the 25th. But rule of thumb when trading, SO meta-analysis, never wait for the backups. Always go for the first exit. Take the profits and reposition yourself. For the timing of the highest high and the lowest low to the day, as well as the best trades, and the Discord and all that, you want to go to our website, Tarot for Traders. Hover over order now, click on subscriptions. It's the monthly access subscription. You get access to everything in the early access subscription, the day trades for SPY and the swing trades for SPY, the earliest access you can get to any of our public posts that come out on YouTube, come out earlier on early access. Then you also get, for monthly access, you get a monthly prediction for these crypto and ticker symbols. Like I said, Theta is going to be removed. QUBT should be on this list. But it's every ticker in crypto here that you see on a monthly basis by the day-by-day sequence of chart events, as well as you get the Discord for those channels as well. Where's my Discord? Right, so monthly early access gets you these channels. Monthly access gets you all of these channels. This is where people ask me questions on a regular basis, like in the chat whenever they have a question. And then I update these chats with live Discord trade alerts. So if we're plus or minus a few days there, you don't miss out on a trade. If it looks like a solid trade, then I'll report it here in real time. Also, that's where on the alert channels where you get access to the Discord trade, the trading view charts where we actually draw entries and exits. I'm going to put some notes in there in just a moment. That's the Theta March reading for 2025. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. You know where to go. You know what to do. Blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys on the next one.